You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast. And this is show number 343 for Sunday, the 20th of December. I nearly said November then because I'm going completely potty. 2020.
Where dreams begin.
Hello, my name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Miss Phipps.
Oh, that's very formal, Michelle. Hello, how are you?
I'm plodding. I'm a bit croaky and a little bit warm and flushed and unable to taste my Biscoff biscuits.
No, that's not good.
Oh, my Christmas chocolate all tastes plain and boring.
Oh, you'll have to save it, Michelle. Then it'll when you got your taste back, and then you can really enjoy it.
Hey ho, one of those things. I just feel like I want to go back and hide under my duvet and wake up in August 2021 when I'm on a big white plane going over to Walt Disney World or to Disneyland.
Yeah, I think we'd all like to do that, really, wouldn't we? Let's just is there not a reset switch we can press? You know, that's what we do with computers, isn't it? We're switching back off and on again. Can we not do that with 2020?
Do you know what? I'd have thought by December someone would have come up with that idea before now and reset us all.
I suppose the only thing we can think of, the only way we can look at it is say it's got to get better. Surely to goodness.
What's that song? Things can only get better.
Yeah, exactly.
That one.
The only way is up. How many songs are just going to get in here?
The only way is up. I have some very nice memories of going to a nightclub and dancing to that song. So, yeah, that's a good song. That's got me in a happier mood, Jane.
Oh, there you go.
Although we should be really thinking about Christmas songs to make us all Christmassy and happy and...
Yeah. Where's Neil Patrick Harris when you want him?
Are you ready for Christmas?
Christmas.
Oh. I dug out the other day for our podcast family page people a little film from British Pathé News from Disneyland in 1968, and it was amazing to see Disneyland then, and it was familiar but unfamiliar at the same time. It was amazing. It was so lovely to see. And then, you know, sometimes when you're on YouTube, it flips from one connected thing to another.
Yes. Yeah.
Then we got another one. I think it was from Mice Files, and it had a time lapse of the different lands in Disneyland being built with Tony Baxter doing a sort of like auditory commentary on it, talking us through, and it was about an hour long, and it was it just pulled on every single heartstring and just made me sort of thankful that I've had so many amazing times there. Yes, we all miss it, but we've just got to take that moment out and think, do you know what? There are many people in the world who have never been able to have that kind of magical experience.
Absolutely.
So let's just be thankful for what we've been able to have, because I think between the two of us, we've probably chalked up a big figure number of Disney trips.
I would think so, and I think this particular time of year, you've got the time to perhaps sit and reflect a little bit more and recognise how fortunate we have been. And whilst it's gut-wrenching that, you know, we haven't been able to go, you know, I mean, this was going to be, Sam and I keep saying, this was going to be our year to get back to Disney. You know, we've not been since 2013, and it was going to be our year to go back, and obviously it's not happened, and it's gut-wrenching, you know, because when you've not been for so long, it's what you love to do, and to have that just swiped away from you. But at the same time, it's like we have been extremely fortunate to have had a number of trips, both to Disney World, an odd one to Disneyland, and to DLP. And it's like you have to take those memories and enjoy those memories, get the photos out, get the video out, you know, whatever it takes, and remember and just embrace that, because lots of other people would never get the chance to, and would bite your arm off to have a go at doing something like that.
And I think for me as well, this Christmas time, it's definitely been about being able to do little bits of magic for other people that has been able to turn things around. You know, like the other day at the drive-in, I went for a coffee and I bought the guy behind me his coffee. Although I did listen when he ordered his drink just to make sure he wasn't ordering 57 coffees for the office. You know, I wasn't
that would
going
have been
to say,
bad, wouldn't it?
yeah, can I pay for the guy behind me coffee? Yeah, £237, please. So I just made sure he was just getting a coffee and a cheese toastie, so that was okay. And we did a Secret Santa at school. We had a bit of a blip with the Secret Santa, which I'm not going to go into now, but it did highlight to me the fact that there are a lot of people, particularly in the area I work, that are struggling. And I think that is true across the whole world right now. So my big gift this year, instead of sending people Christmas cards, was to donate to some local homeless charities. So a couple of food banks, food kitchens, and a charity that supports people that are unfortunately unable to have accommodation and they have to, you know, live on the streets of the town I live in.
Yeah, I mean, there's been an awful lot of. We've had the same local to us. In fact, the local football club that's next to preschool had put a shout out for collections. They were collecting toys for local children, so they've got something for Christmas, you know. So there's been lots of these happening, and perhaps that's a blessing of this year that there's been more and more things set up to support the community than would have been done in quote unquote normal times. So yeah, I'm a big supporter, Michelle, like you are, of supporting those smaller charities that are going to benefit people that are in our own locales rather than going to some big national something or other.
Absolutely. And today the show's been released on the 20th of December 1971. Roy O. Disney passed away.
Oh.
And his epitaph basically reads, "A great and humble man who left the world a better place." Now, surely that's something we could all strive to be each and every day, to try and do some little act that, whether it's just sending somebody a message, just saying, hey, I'm messaging you just because, checking in on you, hope you're doing okay, because at the end of the day, you never know what other people are going through, and maybe that smile, that message, that act turns around their day.
Yeah, sometimes it's the smallest and simplest of gestures that can actually mean so much to somebody, isn't it?
Yeah. So going back to Roy, co-founder of the Walt Disney Company, older brother of Walt Disney, born on the 24th of June, 1893. Born to Elias Charles Disney and Flora Carl Disney in Chicago, Illinois. The family moved to Marceline, Missouri and Kansas City in 1911. And he graduated from the Manual Training High School of Kansas in 1912. And he eventually was employed as a bank clerk, along with his other brother Raymond Arnold Disney, at the First National Bank of Kansas. He served his country in the United States Navy from 1917 to 1919, sadly being discharged due to tuberculosis, and he relocated to Los Angeles because the weather, obviously a lot more beneficial for his health than over in Kansas. And his brother Walt in 1923 joined him in Hollywood, and they planned the start of the Disney Brothers studio.
Wow, and there we have history.
We do indeed. And from Roy, we move on to a little bit of news connected to Walt, that on the 21st of December 1936, a little girl called Sharon May was born, and just a few short weeks later, Walt and Lillian Disney adopted her.
Oh.
So, nice little story on there as well. So, some nice little bits of Disney history there. Both, unfortunately, no longer with us. But their deeds in life goes to remind us again, you know, let's all be kind. Let's all be nice. Let's not just wear a T-shirt saying be kind. Let's actually do it in our actions.
Yeah.
Not our hashtags.
Legacy living on, I think, is the apt phrase with them, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, I've got something from Disneyland Paris I want to talk about, Jane.
Oh, okay. What's happening over there?
The castle is being refurbed in readiness for its big anniversary in 2022. So starting in 21 in January, the castle is going to be enrobed in a covering which will make it look like there still is a castle there, but there isn't. So basically it's a posh way of saying there's going to be a big tarp up.
Yeah, big scrim, yeah.
But they're getting artisans from all over France to help them. You know, people that have worked on the Notre Dame project to come and help them to make sure that this iconic castle is going to be absolutely spectacular. A lot of the pieces are going to be sort of fabricated off site and then craned into place. They're doing something with the turrets, but don't worry. If you are ever able to get into Disneyland Paris, you will still be able to go and spend all your money, because don't worry, the shops inside the castle will still be open.
Yay.
Yeah. I hope the beautiful walkway is still going to be open, where you can go around and see the beautiful story of Sleeping Beauty retold with the stained glass window and the tapestries, because that to me is just a beautiful use of the space inside the castle. Like, I know in Walt Disney World you've got Cinderella's royal table, in Disneyland you've got the short little walk through you can go in, but I think this is the best use we've had of a castle.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's probably the most beautiful of all the castles, and I must admit that walk through, that storytelling upstairs effectively is phenomenal, and I just love how they've done the ceiling with the trees into it and everything. It's one of those little things that I suppose a lot of people wouldn't bother with because they're more interested in the rides and one thing or another, but it's so worth spending half an hour of your time or whatever just walking around it. It is a beautifully done piece of architecture, and it's so good to hear that they're using those artisans to ensure that the castle retains that beauty and that homage to, proper French chateaus.
And they are working their socks over at DLP, especially to do that. But there's also other projects going on. There's the Avengers campus, there's a new Frozen-based area, a new Star Wars-based area, and there's, of course, the Marvel Hotel.
Yeah. It's so great to see this money being invested in DLP that has been lacking in years gone by, and it's great for us with it being so close that it may be the first place we can get back to. Who knows?
Well, I don't know, because of all this Brexit malarkey.
Well, yeah.
We just don't know whether we'll be allowed to travel and blah blah blah. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we?
Yeah, well, with a lot of things at the moment, a big wait and see game.
Yeah, the way things are looking, it might be the USA we get to, but we'll just see.
Yeah.
Talking of the USA, we have got announcement of the dates for the 2021, oh my word, where is our life going? Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival.
Right.
Starting the 3rd of March, going all the way through to the 5th of July.
Wow, that's a long run.
It is an incredibly long run. And there's going to be topiaries, there's going to be food booths, outdoor kitchens, no doubt merchandise.
Yeah, no doubt.
Obviously merchandise. And it looks like it's going to be a scaled down in numbers of visitors, but not necessarily scaled down in the features that Disney are looking to bring to it. So we'll look forward to being able to share some more details with you real soon.
Definitely.
Jane, have you got anything to share with us?
Well, as of today, Sunday, December the 20th, the electrical water pageant should begin back again. Obviously, this is one of those entertainment things that has been on hiatus, and I absolutely love this. It's one of my all-time favourite. You know what I'm like? I like my classics, and this is something that's been around since Dedication Day back in 1971, and it's been running ever since. So the fact that it hasn't been running for obvious reasons, but the fact that it is now back up and going again is just like, yay! So I'll be looking on YouTube for video, because obviously I'm that sad. But yeah, so this is starting again today as we speak. So it's doing its usual route from the Disney's Polynesian Village Resort from 8:45 all the way through past the Grand Floridian, the Wilderness Lodge, the resort campground and then back around by the Contemporary. So you've got what is about an hour and a half or so to catch this. It spends about 15 minutes at each resort. I suppose the reason this is taking place is because it's predominantly at the resorts. It's not going to have masses of crowds and one thing another. So I think it's one of those things that I remember catching for the very first time. We'd gone to Mickey's Backyard Barbecue over at the Fort Wilderness Campground, and we were told, "Oh, go down to the beach and you'll see this," and that was it for me. Once I saw it, it was so cute and just, yeah, beautiful. So I've got a big soft spot for this. I'm so happy when I saw it on YouTube. I thought, yay! I actually let out a yay when I heard it. It was coming back.
It's just one of those little enhancements that just bring a smile to your face if you're at a resort and you get to see it, or if you're leaving the Magic Kingdom on a night and you're waiting for the ferry and you see it come past you.
Yeah, it's just heartwarming, isn't it?
It's just lovely. And I remember being one night over at the Polynesian with friends Tommy Allison and Sam and Ashley. We were just all on the sun loungers. It was dark. We had a Dole Whip. And we were waiting for it to come past. And it was just pure magic. It really was. Just to hear the music and then see the lights. And it's just a little thing that you miss if it's not there. And I think with COVID there are so many things that you miss because they aren't there anymore. So it's nice that you can get these little elements back to a trip, and those people who are fortunate enough to be able to go and enjoy these things, I'm so thankful that they are coming back.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got memories of sitting on the beach at Wilderness Lodge on our last trip out there. I think we had hot chocolates, sat on the lounges watching it go by. So yeah, it's a classic, and it's just great to get a little bit of quote unquote normal happening again, isn't it?
Normal is always good, my lovely. It always is. Have you anything else?
Well, and I have to admit again, I let out a little squeal when I heard about this. This is how sad my life is getting. So, board games.
Ooh.
Okay. Game of Life.
I remember playing it many a time as a child.
So now there is a Disney Parks version of the Game of Life.
Ooh, picking up phone, going to Amazon.
Yeah. Now, where it's going to be available or not, I don't know. It's definitely obviously in the parks at the moment. Now, I will read a little bit of blurb so we can all get a vibe for what this is going to be about, because it's very important. So it says, be our guest as you venture through all the wonder and excitement that the Disney parks have to offer. Are you a first-time visitor or a returning guest? There's so much to see and do, and you choose how to make the magic come alive. Your Disney Parks guide will be there as you wish upon a star, but beware, a Disney villain may cast a spell and ruin your parade. Make all your wishes come true and bring the magic and the memories home to your own castle in the sky. Aww. And you know, you've got the little spinny thing that you spin round for your number of goes.
Yeah,
that you've got...
me and my brother tried to sort of manipulate so that one of us could have an advantage by sort of like frantically going blowing so that it would move to the next number. Yeah, I remember it.
And it would never
well.
do that. Yeah. Well, so you've still got that, and on the corner of it, it's got like a little partner statue. How cute is that? Aww. And then you have the cards that go round that you put your little pegs in. Well, you haven't got cars in this. This is where I let out a little squeal, which is really sad. You've got little people mover ride vehicles instead.
Oh my word, that sounds the cutest.
And it's like, I mean, I like a good board game, and that might happen over Christmas. But I saw this and I thought, I need that in my life, just because it looks so cute. Whether I can get this in my life or not, I don't know, because obviously it isn't over in the theme parks at the moment. So we just need to see whether or not it ventures its way onto any online selling platform without people wanting to charge over and beyond for what it actually is.
Well, it's not on Amazon at the moment, but there is something similar on Amazon.
Okay.
It is the Disney Theme Parks exclusive, the Game of Life Haunted Mansion edition.
I have that.
You have that. You might want to think about selling it to pay for a Disney holiday, because at the moment it's shipping for £157.
Wowzers.
Yeah, I was a little bit sort of like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, we love Disney, don't we, Michelle? But there has to be a line drawn somewhere, surely to goodness.
There's about 20 million different versions of Monopoly with Disney slants, if you like. There's Disney Animation. There is Monopoly Frozen 2, Monopoly Princess Edition, Monopoly the Lion King version, Monopoly the Villains version. There is a Disney Monopoly version, but that's £209.
Wow.
So lots and lots of different versions of Monopoly on there.
It's a good job I don't like Monopoly, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. You see, we've said that we're going to have Monopoly at some point over Christmas. It's a classic, but there is a version just for you, Jane.
Oh, go on.
Hasbro Monopoly Nightmare Before Christmas board game, $34.99.
Oh, it's not a bad price.
Not a bad price. A standard Monopoly game's about £20, so I'm going to add that to my wish list, and you never know. You never know.
Perhaps a Disney version is less stressful than it's always feels a bit stressful when you play Monopoly and it's big money, and it's a little bit like real life keep creeping up on you, isn't it?
It is, but it's just a bit of fun, and it's just nostalgic of the day that, you know, your TV used to finish at midnight, and as a family you'd stay up really late playing board games because there was nothing ever on over Christmas, and nowadays you've got access to a little remote that programs you're viewing for 24 hours at a time.
Yeah. Well, I must admit, I have the Disney Villainous board game that I bought just as we went into lockdown. Have I played it yet, Michelle?
No, you haven't.
No. So, you know, perhaps we ought to take that out of the cupboard and have a go with that over this Christmas.
Oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll let you know how we get on.
You see, maybe if I could wear a hazmat suit and come down after I've had my 10-day isolation, we could maybe play it in the garden.
Possibly.
I could get one of those really long, you know, litter pickers. And that I could use that to shake and move my counter around so that I am still physically distancing from everybody else.
I've just got visions of trying to play a board game outside with the slightest bit of breeze and things flying everywhere.
Oh, it reminds me of the scene from Love Actually where he's outside in the little pagoda next to the little pond and he's typing and a gust of wind comes along and all his manuscript blows into the lake.
Oh, is this what we've come to, trying to play a board game outdoors?
You can't beat Scrabble. You can't have a problem playing Scrabble outside. And you could have a Disney Scrabble version where the words you can only create must be connected with Disney. Now, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. I could get rather competitive, though.
True. And it depends how geeky you are, because you could sort of go into things like using initials and things like that. So
yeah, I can see possibly arguments coming around that, because it's like, what do you consider Disney and what leniency are you going to give? Because obviously with my household, everything Simon's going to come up with is going to be Star Wars related, isn't it? You know, so do you have to have parameters for where the words can come from? Oh, we're thinking about this too much, Michelle.
Yeah, true. We've obviously got far too much free time. So let's go back to the topic in hand. Have you anything else apart from that in the world of Disney to share with us this week?
There's a new Spirit jersey I quite like the look of. You
liking a Spirit jersey? Wow.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't happen very often, does it? This one's a Star Wars one.
Oh.
So this is, standard $69.99 for Star Wars based Spirit jersey, but it's a Cloud City. Now, does that mean anything to you, Michelle?
The way my brain's working, love, saying it's a small world, I'd probably look at you blank at the minute, love, sorry.
This is where Lando Calrissian comes from. So this says Cloud City across the back, and it's got a picture of Cloud City, and it's got a picture of the Millennium Falcon. Now you must know the Millennium Falcon, Michelle.
I
You know,
do.
yeah,
I
well there
do.
you go. That's on the back as well, and it's kind of like in an off-white with like bluey, purpley sort of cloudy things cracking off all over it. So it's a pale
Oh,
coloured one, which I wouldn't normally go for a pale colour one, but I do like the fact that it says Cloud City on the back. I think it's kind of cute. So yeah, little spirit jersey that I like for a change.
I am just shocked that you're going for something that's fairly pale.
I know, not like me. Again, this is what lockdown's doing to me, isn't it? I'm getting hung up on things that I wouldn't normally get hung up on. But it's
Yeah,
purple and pink, so I do like purple and pink. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to it, because it's purple and pink, perhaps.
could be.
But it is nice. So there you go. Anybody want to get it at me? There you go. Size small will be fine, thank you.
Oh, bless you. I know, getting anything shipped to the UK from the USA store at the
No.
moment is ridiculous. You're
Yeah,
looking at $70 minimum starting price. Then
yeah.
you've got your import tax. Then
It's
on
not
top
worth
of
it, is
that,
it?
oh, it can end up, you might as well start making your own, Jane.
That's always a possibility.
Yeah,
A very,
well,
a very, a very remote possibility, but never say never.
you've got a crafty husband.
I have a sewing machine,
Yeah, put two and two together.
and nothing will happen. Yeah.
Bless you. Oh gosh, it's so hard to think that I think this is going to be the first Christmas in, oh gosh, is it 6 years, 7 years? I can't even remember that I've been at home that entire Christmas.
Wow.
In fact, I can't even remember the last time I had a Christmas at home because we've been going to California for the last so many. I can't.
Yeah.
It's going to be very surreal, and I would normally be now getting myself all sorted, having a family Christmas, and then getting on a plane, and
Yeah.
just thinking about the classic things in Disneyland that I'd be worrying about. Will I get my candy cane?
Yeah.
Am
Oh, we
I
miss
going to get
worrying
my
about things like that, don't we?
yeah? Will I get my picture with Santa?
Mm,
Little things, my
yeah.
lovely.
Never
But
mind.
I am very, very blessed with what I've got. And in front of me on the floor, I have got the great big massive Disney box, which I'm going to colour in. And I probably will end up sitting myself in it. It's that big. And making myself feel like I'm in the People Mover and just make silly little sounds and ask for Tom to drag it along and speed up as I go through the tunnel.
Right. Well, if that happens, Michelle, we need video evidence on the podcast family page, please, because that would brighten everybody's day seeing you pulled along in a little cardboard box.
Yeah, not at the moment because I'm still in PJ mode. So
I'll
maybe
give you
when
an
I
excuse
start,
to get dressed.
well, maybe when I start getting into feeling a bit more human and I want to actually bother putting on normal clothes.
Okay.
But yeah, that sounds fun. I've got some blue paint. I could paint the sides of it blue.
Yeah.
That's a plan. I've got some smaller boxes, so I could make some little carriages behind. Would you like to come and play People Mover?
Okay. I'm there. I'm there.
Only thing is, we best not go down all my stairs because we'd end up in A&E.
Oh, that would hurt.
Yeah, can you imagine telling the nurse, yeah, how did you get this injury? Well, it all started with this big delivery box and I painted it blue and then we pretended we were on a people mover and the people mover went over a few lumps and then before we realised we were tobogganing Home Alone style down the stairs at 80 mile an hour and we fell straight through a plate glass window.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah. No. We'll gloss over that idea then.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'll take it to yours because your house doesn't have as many stairs.
No. We could do it. Yeah. We've got a big courtyard. We could mess around outside. We'd be all right.
I bet Simon could put wheels on the cardboard
Oh,
boxes.
don't give him ideas, Michelle. It's a good job he doesn't really listen to this recording, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, just make sure he's not listening in somewhere and hearing all these fabulous ideas about how we're going to demand that he makes as a people mover for your back garden.
Yeah, because the thing is, in this household, the stuff things get mentioned and they normally end up coming to fruition. So, you know,
True. True.
Just be careful what we ask for.
And talking of the People Mover, didn't you have some news saying that it had been seen up and running?
Yeah, because obviously it's been down for refurb, and I think there was a lot of scaring thoughts like, oh, maybe it wasn't going to come back up again, and one thing another. But there have been people spotted on the People Mover with a ride vehicle up there. So the rumours are that, oh, are they testing it? And therefore, if they're testing it, does that mean that it's soon to reopen?
Oh, fingers crossed.
Because it would be good, wouldn't it? I mean, obviously they've been painting it and looking at it all again, and it has been down for a little while now. I think it's been down longer than a lot of people were anticipating. So obviously that kind of gets us all thinking horrible thoughts. But, you know, I mean, it is iconic, and I think there would be, yeah, I don't think it would go down very well if it didn't reopen. So let's hope, fingers crossed, this is the start of a reopening happening soon.
All crossed, my lovely. All crossed. Right, well, shall we finish off this week's show?
Mm-hmm.
Just a reminder, you can give us some love over on the old iTunes store by updating your review or even writing a new review if you've not done one. That is a little gift that'll make me and Jane smile. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at DisDreamGirls. You can join in the fun with our Disney Dream Girls podcast family, where you get the chance to share your Disney-driven life, and you can share your pictures, your hopes, your dreams, anything at all, and even gather with us on a Sunday for a bit of a fun quiz. If you want to support the show financially, you can visit patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls, and you can find out more information on there, how you can get the weekly show a little bit earlier, as well as additional audio content. But anyway, until next time, and I'm not saying if it's going to be next week or not, we will just see. It's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.